So, I absolutely hate Earth or the world or anything. When something goes fine, something else goes wrong. And my commentary was so good on this video, and my microphone wasn't on in the software. I was so disheartened when I saw that my microphone didn't record. I was like, no. Like, I literally just went, no, and like smashed my head on the fucking desk. Because it was so good. The commentary was so good. Really good commentary. Really good commentary. And now it's all fucking gone. It didn't even exist to begin with, really. So, welcome back to Dark Souls 2, Scholar of the First Sin. We are in the Undead Crypt, and it went well. It went well. I died a couple of times, but only in like a couple of tricky situations. The Undead Crypt is one of my favourite areas in the game, and it's really cool. They've changed a good number of things here. They've added these two king knights here at the beginning. They've taken them away from the very beginning of the Velstadt bit, but not the Velstadt bit, it's hard to explain. But you know, the bit where you come in after you speak to the guy who doesn't like light. They've taken them away and put them there, and as you can see here, they put a big shield guy. And my commentary was so good, my commentary was so goddamn good, and now it's gone. It's all gone. It's all gone. I'm going to be upset about that for a while now. This is going to be a whole video post commentary, which is so annoying, so irritating. But yeah, they've added one of these guys here. They added two of these guys in the Undead Crypt, and they kept the other two where they were originally. They got the great shield right there. And here they've moved. I remember there being three. There's now only two, and they've moved one down a bit. And there's also a summon here, a summon I have spawned before. I can't remember where though, but I do remember I summoned her before. They made this bit right. They made this room a bit easier, I think. A little bit easier. Not too much easier, but just a little bit. Just don't have to dodge as many projectiles, basically. Got poisoned here. I'm not sure what from, though. I know they do poison cloud, but I don't know where the poison cloud was. I didn't see it at all. Started to run out of life gems here. Didn't actually top them up, I forgot to, but I probably will do in the beginning of the next episode. And here's the bit where you shall not produce light. Human, do not produce light. Halt. Human. Human, do not produce light. And there's something that kind of scared me here. There's to the left here, it says attack. There's a message that says attack, and there's like, it feels like you're running into something, so I attacked, and then there's all of a sudden there's an undead here. Scared the shit out of me, and he drops a smooth and silky stone. I don't know why there's just an invisible one here. There isn't another one on the other side, but it fucking scared the shit out of me. Just attacking, and there's randomly an invisible undead here. And here, I was making really funny commentary here, and it's all gone. It's all gone. But here we have this guy who's kind of a little bit full of himself, I would say. But he's kind of cool, I like him. But he's a bit full of himself, I would say. A little bit full of himself. I am a finito. A milfinito. Maybe. I don't know.
The task was granted to me by the one who gave us the first death. Countless souls rest here. Some of them from ages long ago. Some were rich, others poor, some wise, some dull, but now they're all just dead. Did you come for him? The one called Fen? will find him deeper inside. Many castle servants and the like have come to fetch their lord. But they rest here now, put to death by the king's own guards. Perhaps he's not in the mood for company.
Listen to this guy's wise words, for they may become true one day. And you will look upon these words that this man once said, and you will think, huh, this guy wasn't just a crazy fucking asshole.
Usher in an age of dark. How queer you humans. How you go on, never separating truth from fiction. This place is welcome to all, provided due reverence is shown. Death is equitable, accepting. We will all one day be welcomed by her embrace. Tell me what you desire. Show me reverence, and I will lend you my hand.
So here we learn the have mercy gesture, and he has the Ring of Thorns +1, he has a few dark arrows and dark bolts, he has 13 human effigies, which is very useful, and 13 Elizabeth mushrooms, which are also pretty useful, but I didn't buy any there because I didn't want to waste any souls. I may come back and get them, maybe. Here we have a large soul of a nameless soldier. And these guys are trying to be dicks. Those guys are fucking dicks. Like, illusion, beware, by way of torch. I'm like, that's a dick thing to say. So, because people will believe that. They'll forget. And for some reason, there's a little brazier there, just to get you to be like, light the torch. You know you want to. You know you want to get rid of the dark, right? You know you want to. Go on, light the torch. Nothing bad will happen. Light the torch. Come on. Do it. Yeah, so I didn't light it because I don't know if anything does happen or not, and I didn't want to take the risk because I do want to summon that guy. And up on this ladder, there was a ghost, and he's still here, which completely boggles my mind why they didn't take him away, because it was a really dumb placement. Luckily, he doesn't actually hit me, he just goes right through me, which surprised me, actually. I thought he was going to hit me, and he's just a pain in the ass. I don't know why there's a ghost there. There's no real way of dodging him other than luck. And here we pick up the crushed eye orb. Someone's going to die later. Someone who's a bitch. I think saying the word bitch gave it away. Now, this really made me sad, because I didn't want to light this bit, just in case something bad happened. Here's another one of the shield guys. I don't know why they put him here like that. It seems a bit silly, because there's only one way in here, and that is by coming through that door. So the fact that he would be facing the wrong way seems a little bit strange, if I do say so myself. She gets in the fucking way again. I'm like, come on, it's a big open archway. Jesus, woman. And, I really want to light this, but I couldn't. And, well, I don't know if I can, but there were messages saying, don't you dare. And it's such a shame, because the way the lights come on is really awesome. It's like Indiana Jones. And the first time that happened, I was like, oh, it's like Indiana Jones. It's so cool. But you can't. I don't know if you can or not. I didn't want to risk it. I really didn't want to risk it. Risk it for a biscuit. I didn't want to risk it for a biscuit. I didn't feel like having a biscuit that day. Soul of a Hero. Is that 10 or 20,000? I think it's 20,000. No, I think that's 10,000? The Great Hero is 20,000, I believe. Here we have the bonfire. And now I don't know what made them do this, but they added about 100 million more goddamn bricks and rocks in here. Just so many. And they've added like a double/triple the amount of bells. I mean, like, why? I don't mind the bells, because it makes you, go around the environment a bit more carefully, but the goddamn, there's so many fucking rocks. So many rocks. Or are they graveyards? Or are they graveyards that have just worn away over time? So many fucking rocks. And here I get stun knocked to oblivion and completely shat on. Just fucking died in a splink of a second. Splint of a second? Splint of a second, yes. So many! Look how many there are! It doesn't help that it's so dark now. It seems even more darker than it used to be. There's just so many, and not to mention that they're sometimes a bit of a pain in the ass to hit. Sometimes you just miss them. You're like your weapon just goes through them or over the top of them. So many of them, and they've added these skeletons, which I don't remember being here before. And that ghost was always there, I remember, I believe. Rocks, rocks, rocks and rocks, 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 rocks and rocks. Did you want more rocks so you could get stuck on them, you fuckers? Boom, 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 boom. Here's some lovely rocks for you. You want to get stuck on them, don't you? So dark. In this room it's so dark. In this next room it's so dark. It's so dark. So hard to see anything. Good amount of stuff there. Twinkling Titanite, bonfire ascetic, and something else. Didn't see it. Backstab her. I mean, look how many goddamn things there are. So many of them. So many fucking rocks. Or boulders. So many. And here's where I found the Brazing Knuckle Ring plus 2. I forgot I got the first one. I forgot to put it on. Doesn't really make much... Didn't really seem to make much difference. I didn't notice the difference. I think if I'd have noticed it, I'd have put it on and realised I hadn't put it on. But didn't realise I hadn't put it on. But I put the plus 2 on. So there you go. And this is where you get invaded by the nameless usurper. Same as last time. She does a shit ton of damage with the goddamn dagger. Like, so much damage. Like, 3 hits takes like 2/3 of your health off. A lot of damage. A lot of damage. I mean, look at that. That was insane. Other than that, though, you know, pretty easy. The exact same as last time. And then this goddamn fella wanted the goddamn button. And that's her taken care of. And there's an illusory wall here where you get Evelyn and 15 heavy bolts. They've moved the ghost here. I remember the ghost being, as you open the chest, the ghost came out and tried to hit you. They moved him there, I believe. I remember it. I remember it being the ghost being there. Maybe I'm remembering wrong, but I remember the ghost being there as you open the chest. Sword came down, smashed you in the head. As you can see, the guys are still here. The 2 big shield guys. And the 2 ghosts that come out and stab you in the ass. Not difficult at all. The exact same. Just a bit of a pain in the ass. They're a bit of a pain in the ass to get you to attack at first. I always found that a little bit annoying. And now we're going into the hellhole. This place is horrible. This place is, for inexperienced people of this little hole, it's very, very, very difficult to navigate your way through it, even though it's just like just a little square room. I ran through first just to make sure to do this, otherwise I'd have to run through the whole thing again. So I remembered to pull the lever. You always want to do that. And then run back in, because there is a illusory wall. By illusory wool, I mean a Ferrous Lockstone illusory wool. But the main problem with these guys is they do so much damage. One of them does so much damage. And you have to find the undead that is ringing the bell that makes them spawn. And you can also hit the bell by accident as well. And not to mention the fact that they have fire attacks and they have normal sorcery attacks. They do so much damage. So much. They can kill you very, very, very quickly. And so here I'm wandering around trying to look for the undead. It's ringing the bell. Don't see it. But I pick up a white robe. And this normally happens. You normally back yourself into a corner and you're not screwed. But it depends on what attacks they do. If they do the sorcery attack, you can definitely be in some trouble. It's very dangerous. It's very dangerous, this area. You can actually destroy the bits where they come from, which will make them stop spawning, but that does take definitely a few hits. As you see here, I hit the bell by accident, which makes them spawn. And as you can see here, I'm now trapped. I'm trapped. I'm trapped. And they sometimes can be a little bit tricky to hit, I found. As you see here, the damage, that was a 3-hit combo, so much damage. And you see, dead. That guy came out from where I hit the bell by accident, so it's very, very dangerous, very dangerous. Now luckily I only died once here, and managed to, obviously now I knew that this guy was here, used my S-Dock, made sure not to hit the bell, and then I took out these 4 guys. Oh no, they didn't spawn. Yeah, I remember, they didn't spawn because I stopped him from ringing the bell at all. Now here is an illusory wall, and behind the illusory wall is a Ferrous Lockstone, which you obviously put one into, and then the illusory wall appears on the other side of the room. And you get a staff. And as you can see here, I hit the bell. And I was like, fuck. And luckily I didn't die here again. But a definite pain. Definite pain. You want to be really careful about swinging attacks to make sure you don't hit bells. And you see here, they do this sorcery attack, which can be very dangerous. That's why it's very, very, very dangerous to get yourself trapped in a corner. Or the hallway, because a sorcery attack can be hard to dodge. As you see here, I did the charging attack, which worked quite well. The only problem is it doesn't do much damage on individual attacks, so you have to make sure every attack hits to do a lot of damage. But it all turned out fine in the end. Went better than I expected, I think. I was expecting to die a good few number of times there. Definitely a bit of a worry, that place is, whenever you're coming across it. And you have the staff. Never use that staff, and the Great Lightning Spear, but Great Lightning Spear has been nerfed up the arse, which pisses me off. Like, nerf it for PvP, that's fine, but don't nerf it for PvE. Come on, it's so much fun firing lightning out of your hand. It's awesome. As you see here, it's kind of easy to miss the treasure chest because of how dark it is. A few stones, and this pissed me off, right? This pissed me off. So always remember to get your bow out and shoot this guy, right? But they've added 2 more. So I kill him, right? And I'm like, yeah, it's fine. No longer, they won't spawn. I walk through it, don't see the other undeads. I don't know if they spawn, like, after you kill them or something. And I'm like... So I'm going down here and I'm like... It's all going well. But I'm like, wait a minute, what? Why did they spawn? Why have they spawned? And it turns out there's another one. So, kill him. Being a fucking arsehole he is. Like, fucking dick. And I don't see the other one. Apparently there's another one. I didn't see it. Like, I literally didn't see it. So I kill these guys. I have to goddamn kill all these guys, which is a bigger pain in the ass, because you're out in the open here. If you're in the middle, if you're right in the middle, it can be a little bit tricky to dodge some of their attacks. You've got to be wary of the other witches behind you to make sure they aren't doing a spell attack like that. Like that. So I'm like, I'm fine. I'm like, wait a minute, they've spawned more. So there's another fucking one. There's 3 there. So make sure you kill all 3 of them. There's 3 of them. I don't know what they were thinking. I don't know where he was. I didn't see him. I didn't see him in my peripheral... I can't say it. Peripheral vision. You know what I'm talking about. Jesus Christ. And so it is at this point I realise there is another Dragon Rider. They put another one, which I am kind of happy that they took the other one, the other King's Knights away, because there was 7 of them. A bit of a slog to kill all of them. You could run through them, but it was very dangerous. Sometimes you get trapped and then you die. If you got hit as you were going through the traverse the white light, you were basically dead. It was very difficult to come back from that. And so I'm glad they've only got 2 of these knights now and a Dragon Rider. Dragon Rider has a lot of health, so I'm not sure if he respawns or not, because I do not die at Velstadt. Definitely has a decent amount of health, so if he does respawn, that could be a bit of a pain in the ass if you die at Velstadt, but I didn't. So we summoned Grave Warden Agdane. Can we just call him Bill and Bob? Can't we just have simple names that I can pronounce, please? At this point I was saying I love the effects on the kind of like really kind of the effects that really spark, and like that kind of epilepsy warning kind of spells. They look awesome. I love them. I love, like, that looks so cool. Looks so cool, that effect. And also the King's Knights one, when they get all the lightning on their weapon. It looks so cool. Especially in like badly lit areas. So here we go. We're going to put gold pine resin on my S-Dock. I thought I would use it. Because I thought maybe it'd be good to have a fast weapon for Velstadt. Alright then. Velstadt time. So, he is not too difficult. Obviously. In New Game Plus, he can be a bit of a bother. His attacks are high damage. Very high swing area of attack. You know what I mean? His swings are big and great and will hit you from afar if you're not careful. And he has a lot of ways of dealing with where you are in terms of positioning. As you can see, he has backswing attacks, overhead attacks, normal swing attacks, charging attacks. He's pretty cool. I like him. He didn't even get a chance to do off his dark magic attack, which is a little bit tricky to dodge. You just got to be in the middle of it and make sure, make sure to be in the middle so the spells do go past you. But we didn't actually have that happen. As you can see, Agdane is using black magic or dark magic. I don't know why, considering Velstadt is completely covered in dark. Seems a bit silly to me. Now I love the way Agdane wields that weapon. I don't know why we can't do those attacks. I wish we could with that weapon. Really cool. Agdane almost dies, but now he's going off for dinner. He's late for dinner. His mum's been calling him. He's going for tea. Now I love the first time you come down to King Vendrick is very eerie, super eerie. The music kicks in, and you're like, "What? Oh God!" It's very creepy and eerie. It's like, what is happening? It's very surreal effect. And as you pick up the King's Ring, if you look behind you, you will see that the level up lady spawns. She spawns out of thin air. She spawns out of thin air. So I forgot to look around as I was picking it up, so you don't see her pop out of thin air.
This ring is the symbol of the king. Use it to gain passage through the king's gate and venture to the far east. Bearer of the curse, if you are to be the next monarch, then one day you will walk those grounds without really knowing why.
At this point, I homeward bone out of here. Back to Majula, and I have a Sublime Bone Dust that I didn't realise I had. I was thinking, do I have one or don't I? So I made sure to check, and I did. So it turns out, which is kind of coincidence, because I was coming back here anyway. I was going to come back here anyway at some point. I wanted to, because I forgot to do this while I was here. The heavy iron keys here, the DLC, the second DLC key, is in this area. I like the placement, even though it is very, very tricky to get this one, considering how much of a pain in the arse it is, what can be, to deal with the fire lizards. The fire lizards don't piss about. They don't piss about. They will fuck you up if you're not careful, especially at early level. I didn't have too much difficulty with them. There just seemed to be some weird. They turn around really quickly. They turn their bodies so quickly, and you get moved with it, and it really fucks with you attacking them. It's very awkward to fight the lizards. As you can see, these guys do no damage, but they got me in a stun lock. How many attacks was that? Like 7, and it did no damage, barely. Now they've added 2 turtle guys here. I really like the placement of the guy to the left. If I look about now, a hill. As you can see, there is a turtle in there, and he blends in. I think if you weren't paying attention, you wouldn't realize. I don't think. And I really like the way he's turned his back, because if you go up to him, he will slam. He'll slam his back down onto you. So that's really cool. As you see here, I knew that was going to happen because I, obviously fought him before. If you haven't fought him before, it's a pretty cool way of learning it. And I'm surprised at myself I didn't come down here, because the fire longsword is a very, very, very good starter weapon. It's a very good, very, 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 very good starter weapon. Very good early game weapon you can get. It's a really good weapon, a really fun weapon to use. It's got a good moveset. And it's... is it +1 or not? I don't remember. And it is really easy to get to. There's no real worry of this actually hitting you. I think the only one that can hit you is the first one. I've never been hit by one. Never. Out of my 500 hours of playtime in Dark Souls 2, I've never been hit by one. Down here, once. So no, it's just a fire longsword. It's not +1 at all. As you can see, I do manage to get it. At first I thought, oh shit, there's an invisible wall, but no, you can get it. I believe they want you to jump off of that wooden platform up there, but I could be wrong. I don't remember that prism stone being there. So the actual heavy iron key is down with the fire lizards. Down with the fire lizards. You want to drop here because it's the best place to drop. It's better to have the silver cat ring on because obviously it negates full damage and you may die if you don't have that much health. So here we go, fighting our first fire lizard, and these two are designed for range combat, so they spin around really fast, and their attacks are so hard to dodge, and they definitely eat through your shield stamina. As you can see here, they spin around and make you spin around with them. It's so awkward to fight them, so awkward to fight them. So it turns out the actual heavy iron key is down, all the way down, in the darkest deeps of the fire lizard pit. And so it can be very tricky for those who are inexperienced with this area. Very, very tricky. And these two lizards are melee attack lizards. They don't seem to do their fire, spit, ball thing. They seem to just use melee attacks, and they use their tongue, or their tongue? Yeah, I think it's their tongue. And they, they smash their body around. And they go through your shield. There's no way of blocking them. You have to dodge them. So, very, very, very tricky. As you can see, the heavy iron key is right there, and the Rebel's great shield, which looks really cool, but sadly is kind of shit, at least on physical damage resistance. And there's a cracked red eye orb ×2 here, so if you need any, there you go, you can have that. And the door is locked here. I knew I didn't have the key for it, that's why I went all the way round. So at this point I go to open the king's door just so I have the bonfire ready for when I need it. And basically I'm going to end my commentary here. Post commentary. I felt like this post commentary went a bit better than the last two. But as I'm opening the door, I get invaded by this dick. He's invaded me 3 times now. He is basically an invader that pursues you. Not very difficult at all. I don't even think he got a hit on me. He's just pretty easy to fight, especially when you have a big spear. Has a decent amount of health. So I'm going to end it here. And thank you for watching this episode. I'm annoyed that it wasn't my original commentary because I think it was really good. But I don't think this commentary was too bad. So thank you for watching. Goodbye. And the next episode will be going somewhere different. So I'm quite excited about that. So goodbye.